Hi everyone, it's Heather. Welcome back into the Paper Castle. This is my haul from April 28th, I think? Yeah, April 28th and April 29th. There were no rummage sales on Friday or Saturday, so I ended up going to some garage sales on Friday and thought I would do much better than I actually did, because it was supposed to be a community yard sale. Last year I went to this one and it was amazing. Found a lot of great stuff, and I actually had to leave early because at that point I had to drive my son to work, who still wasn't driving. But my son, thank the Lord, like 3 weeks ago, finally got his driver's license. So I don't have to drive him anywhere anymore. Oh my God, it's so awesome. The child was 21 years old before he got his license. But anyway. So I went out to this yard sale, or this community sale, and I was expecting to find a lot of great stuff. And I think I probably hit 15 houses and bought one stinking thing. What I bought was good, but still, it was a little depressing. But then on the way home, I hit a barn sale not far from my house and ended up getting some decent cross-stitch kits there, so I'll show you guys that in a minute. What I forgot to tell you guys from my last video, which should have been the church rummage sale, the Presbyterian church rummage sale, I did also buy 2 sets of workout DVDs from Beachbody. They actually go together. They're called the Hammer and Chisel. If you look at my completed listings, you can see what they look like. But each sleeve had 3 CDs in it. And on the Hammer, there was a picture of a guy, and on the Chisel, there was a picture of the girl. And these people looked like they had not eaten a carb in their entire lifetime. And I can't even imagine how difficult this workout is if you're supposed to end up looking like them in the end. Oh my God. Usually when I find decent workout DVDs, I'll keep them and test them out and see if I like them, and if I like them, I keep them. But this one, I just looked at the cover and said, there ain't no way. Not happening. As it is, last week I started doing this Jillian Michaels DVD I found in another rummage sale called, was it Ripped in 30? Not that I expect to get ripped in 30, but I figured I would just give it a shot. So I start with week 1, which is supposed to be the easiest, and it was only a 24-minute workout. I'm like, oh, I can do that. No sweat. Woman tried to kill me. Swear to God. And I did it 3 days in a row thinking, you know, if I do it 3 days in a row, I have to, you know, the soreness has to subside, right? No. Like I told some of my friends online, my eyeballs were even sore. It was so bad. Ugh. But I actually think I'm going to try and keep up with it and go the whole 30 days. So we'll see. Anyway, let me get started and show you guys the things that I bought. I can't show you the thing I bought at the garage sale because I already sold it. I went to this, it was the first sale I went to in this community sale. It was at the end of a cul-de-sac, and the guy was really creepy. I parked my car, I got out, he was sitting in a chair in the middle, kind of like halfway down his driveway, and I walked up to this table at the top of the driveway where they had sunglasses and perfume and stuff like that, and next thing I know, I turned my head, and boom, he was standing right there. Really quiet, really intimidating. So I just kind of turned to him and I picked up this perfume and I said, how much is this? And he's like, $5. I gave him the $5 and I just booked on out of there. But the perfume was called Kate Walsh Boyfriend. It was a 1.7 ounce eau de parfum spray. I paid $5 and sold it, I think the first night I had it up, for $85 with free shipping. So it was definitely worth going out to the community sale, even though I didn't get anything else there. You will find that when you do eBay for a while, you really get pickier and pickier as the years go on. But let me show you guys what I got at that barn sale. So I walked around this barn sale for probably 15 or 20 minutes. They had a whole bunch of stuff outside, and then they had a whole like stable full of stuff. And I was looking and looking and looking, and I wasn't finding anything. And I'm like, are you kidding? I have to find something. And I finally, for like 25 cents, I found this slide rule, which I was kind of upset that I was only going to leave the sale with just a slide rule. But anyway, I got this. This is from 1961. Nothing crazy. Should only make me about 10 bucks. But then on my last lap around, I looked down. There was a grocery bag on top of a box of yarn, and it was tied up. And I opened it up, and there was a whole bag full of cross-stitch kits in it. So I was really excited to see that. So the lady's like, oh, you know, they're like 50 cents a piece or whatever, you know, but if you buy more, I'll give you a deal. So I went through them, and I found as many decent ones as I could. This one is called Nature's Resting Place by Jan Lynn. And this one's already been started, as you can see. But that's okay. I should be able to get about 15 on that. This one I'll show you guys in a minute. This is Blue Elegance. This is a pillowcase kit. And this is by Tobin. I bought a couple cross-stitch quilt kits down in Florida when I was down there in February from this company. I sold one for, I think, like 50 bucks that I paid, I think like $2 for. So their stuff sells pretty well. Although I was surprised that nobody online had put the word flower in their description anywhere. So I made sure I put flowers in the description so that hopefully more people will take a look at that. Maybe about 10 on that. Also probably about 10 a piece on these. These are both the same. It's just one is a teddy bear and one is a cat. These are from Titan Needlecraft Decorative Silhouettes. And you basically just stitch this, then it has the cardboard backing in here, and all you have to buy, I guess, is the stuffing, and then sew it and put it together. It's about 10 a piece on these. Then there was this kit from Dimensions called Fisherman's Fancy. Should be able to get about, I think, 15 to 18 on this. And that is new, but it's just open at the top. I still described it as new. Then this one from Busilla. This is a bib set. It's called Baby Bunny and Toys. And that one I should be able to get about 10 to 15 out of. And then this one was my little sleeper. I had looked this up on completed listings. One had sold for, I think, 16 or 17 with free shipping, and the other one sold for 33. Both of them were buy it nows. So I figured, okay, well, I'm going to throw it up at auction for like right smack in the middle for like 25 and see if anything happens. And luckily there are no other ones on eBay right now. I have right now, I think, 20 people watching this. It's already up to $29. And I'm expecting it to go higher than that, especially with all those watchers on it. So that was a pleasant surprise. And this one's called Perfect Patio. It's also by Dimensions. And I paid $2 for all those kits and the slide rule. So everything cost me, it was $1/4 a piece. So you can't beat that. Then the next day, I did go to some sales again, and again, another disappointing day. I ran around, and I think I went to like 8 or 9 and bought, I think, 3 things. First sale I went to, I found these candle holders. These are, if this is going to focus here, these are Sears Scandia, somewhere. Where does it say Sears Scandia? Oh, here it is. Down here it says it. Focus. Hello. Anyway, right there it says Sears Scandia collection. I guess they did some kind of Scandinavian style collection back in probably the 60s or the 70s. These are cast iron Danish modern candle holders. This one holds 24 of those really, really skinny, really tall candles. She had 2 of them, and they are marked somewhere. Yeah, they're marked Denmark here on the back. You guys can see that. And then there's another mark right here, which I can't figure out what that maker's mark is. But I know these can sell pretty well. I've sold cast iron candle holders like this in the past. So I went up to her and I go, how much? Because she didn't have a price on it. And she looks at me and she goes, "You want those?" I looked at her and I go, "Yeah." And she's like, "I don't know, $5." I said, "Okay." So I gave her $5. And then she looks at me and she goes, "Here, have a cookie." And so I guess everybody who purchased stuff from her sales, she had this big tub of homemade chocolate chip walnut cookies. So I got my candle holders and a really good cookie. And I left. And as I was leaving, I was thinking to myself, God, I hope this woman is not in sales, because if she is, she really sucks at it. But I should be able to get, I think, like 25 out of each one of those candle holders. But then hit a few more sales, found nothing. And then finally went to one about 15 minutes away that was behind this Italian restaurant that I've never been to, which now we might try out, because I met the owner who was doing one of the sales. And at his sale, I found these DVDs. He was a really sweet little old Italian man. And when he was counting my change, he said he had to count it in Italian or else he would mess it up. He was really funny. But I got 6 out of 7 of these USA Softball instructional DVDs. I'm missing number 3, unfortunately. I looked and looked and looked and couldn't find it. But I should be able to get, I think, about 40 or 50 out of these. I paid $1 a piece for these. And possibly found a new restaurant to go to. But around here, I mean, it would take us probably, I don't know, like 6 months if we went every night to go to every Italian restaurant in the area. I mean, there are a bazillion of them. But that's what you get when you live in a town full of Italians. You get a lot of Italian restaurants. Okay, last thing I got at the garage sales was this huge Bible. This is the biggest one I've ever gotten, and one of the oldest. I think it's mid-1800s? Something like that. I don't know if I wrote it in my book. Oh no, late 1800s. 1891. So it's not the oldest one I've ever had, but it's one of the nicest ones. It is falling apart a little, and there's a piece of a page missing, but I have to show you guys how pretty this is. Look at this. I mean, it's just gorgeous. And then in the middle somewhere, there's like there's illustrations throughout it. And then in the middle, there's like a family record. Oh, there it is. Where you can write everything. And that's really gorgeous. And like I said, I paid $5. And I'm hoping to at least get maybe 50 out of this. We'll have to see, because the binding's coming off and stuff like that. But anyway, whoops. Speaking of Bibles, then I went to our library has a book sale every year. It is absolutely enormous. They've moved it up to the fairgrounds, and they take one of the 4-H buildings and they fill it to the brim with books and DVDs and CDs. It's unbelievable. So I usually go on half price day on Sunday, but this time around I wanted to see if I could get a better selection, so I went on Saturday. And I ended up getting, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Bibles and one other book. So I'll show you the Bibles, but I'm not going to really go into detail because you guys really don't care. I don't think about looking at 7 different Bibles. But got this. I'll show you guys this one because this is a nice one. Come on, focus. Hello, wake up. No, it doesn't want to focus now. You're still trying to get used to this thing, you guys. Ugh. Focused a minute ago. Well, almost. Anyway, this says Oxford right here. This is a brown leather-bound Bible, Schofield Reference Edition. These normally sell pretty well. There we go. I can probably get about 30 out of that one because it is worn a little bit and it has notes and stuff written inside. But got this old leather-bound one that's tabbed, and this is a tiny little Oxford Pocket Bible, but this is for the Order of the Eastern Star, which was like the female version of the Masons, and they would give this to their new initiates. This one's pretty much like brand new in the box. Then this is a Holman leather-bound Bible. That's usually what I look for. I look for leather. Why does this not want to focus? This is driving me nuts. There we go. Okay. This is the Revised Standard Version. I usually look for leather. Any kind of study Bible are usually really good sellers. Obviously, the older they are, sometimes the better they can be. Giant print. I like to buy giant print because people like that. And tabbed. Did I say that? Tabbed is always good. So this one is tabbed, and this is also a New Jerusalem Bible. This one's a good one. Might be able to get like 40 out of this one. But I did sell a... it wasn't a New Jerusalem Bible. I think it just said the Jerusalem Bible or something like that. About, I don't know, a little less than a year ago. I paid $1 for it at a rummage sale and sold that one. That was a 1980 Bible. Sold it for $125. So I was really happy about that. So anytime I see Jerusalem Bibles, I snatch them up. This one I got because it was giant print, leather bound, the whole deal, from Through the Bible Radio. And then this one I think I just got because it was a reference Bible. And that's not going to focus again. What's going on with this thing today? Hello? There we go. Might be able to get maybe 15 on that. But I paid $2 a piece for them, so I will definitely make some money on those. And then I didn't look at anything. I did look at the cookbooks. Couldn't find anything really worthwhile over there. Looked at the DVDs. Couldn't find anything great there. I don't look at fiction or anything like that because it's not great for reselling. And I don't really buy any books for myself because I can get the books at the library and I read them and take them back. I don't need to pay for them. But then I went to the special collection section where they have all their special books. And I ended up finding this one, which is called Hirohito and the Making of Modern Japan. A really gorgeous leather-bound book. And then I opened it up and I saw these moire fabric end sheets. And I knew it had to be an Easton Press, which it is. Focus. There we go. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous book in like new condition. These are selling, I think Easton Press has them up for close to $300, something like that. I put mine up for $175. I know there's another person on eBay that wants like $450 for theirs, which is insane. So I'll be happy if I get $175. I paid $15 for that book, which is a steal for Easton Press. So that's everything that I got this past weekend. Not too bad. I'll let you guys know what that one cross stitch kit sells for. And a little update on the foxes. If you guys watched the fox baby video, they're still coming on the porch every night. For the most part, the one I see all the time is the one that was in the video, the one with the hurt leg. Unfortunately, it looks like, you know, it's still hurt. It actually looks a little worse. Not swollen or anything. It just doesn't look like he can bend it as much as he did before. So I think maybe it was broken and it's already healing in a weird way, unfortunately. But it's weird. I saw the mother kind of like lead him up on the steps the other night and show him, you know, like remind him where the food was. I don't know if she's doing that because she thinks that he might not be as good at hunting as the other ones or what, but he's been on my porch every single day. I haven't seen all of them like I did the first night, just mainly him. And last night the mother tried to come up on the porch, and my feral cat, my little girl, who always sleeps, I have little beds on my wicker chairs out there on the porch, and she sleeps in those beds. She jumped out of that bed and she ran down the porch steps and confronted the mother fox. And she's tiny. She's a tiny cat. And at first I saw the fox and I didn't see my cat. I just saw the fox like looking like she was scared. And then I see my cat charge at her. I'm like, oh my God. She scared the fox. Then the fox started to charge at her a little bit, like really timidly. And then I opened the door and I yelled and the fox ran away. And my cat came walking up the steps like all triumphant, like, look what I did. So I'm hoping from now on she'll stay in her bed at night and just watch what's going on the porch instead of getting involved in it, because that kind of scares me. But I don't want to bring the food in because the bowl's in, because I'm afraid the baby won't get enough food because it's hurt. So that's the update with the foxes. We also have guinea hens that are in our yard constantly. Our neighbors have them across the street at their farm. And for the past week and a half, they've decided to come live in our yard. There's 3 of them. And they are the loudest. Them and like a peacock. The 2 loudest birds I've ever heard in my life. So it's been really hard to try and concentrate and work with them making noise out in the yard all day long. Alright, and last but not least, I want to show you guys something I bought at a rummage sale. Actually, I kept this for my daughter. She loves tea. She got that for me. We're both big tea drinkers. And we don't usually have loose tea, but we have a tea room in our town called Tea Berries, as you can see. And we love this creme brulee tea. It's amazing. I wish you guys could smell it. It's so good. Anyway, I had a little thing for her to put the tea in that was shaped like a little teapot, and she liked it, but it was a little small. So then I found this guy at a rummage sale, Mr. T, and I know that she had mentioned it to me before, and when I saw him at the sale, I just had to buy him. So basically, here he is. You put the loose tea in his pants, which is kind of disturbing. And then you fill up your mug, and he rests on the side of your mug and brews your tea for you. It's hysterical. I really shouldn't put him in my Downton Abbey mug, because it kind of like, you know, the Downton Abbey mug's really too classy for a Mr. T, but you get the point. Anyway, that's him. They also have a manatee, and the manatee will also rest in your teacup like that. But she's very happy. She's been drinking this creme brulee tea all weekend now because she has this little guy. So I just had to share that with you guys because I thought it was funny. So that's it, guys. I'll be back with another video. Did really well this past weekend. There were 3 rummage sales on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and I did great. So stay tuned for those, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.